So if you have ever walked into a 5-star hotel room and felt that instant calm, class and luxury, then you have today's guest to thank. She is the person responsible for the invisible perfection we see in 5-star resorts and hotels. Today's podcast guest is an inspiration, a motivation for every immigrant who travels overseas looking for dreams to come true. She arrived here as an international student, and today she stands as a powerhouse leader in the luxury hotel industry. Let's dive into the world of high-end hospitality with Amandeep. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Koshish by Divya. Thank you for joining in. Today we have another special guest who's all set to share her journey with us. Aman, welcome to Koshish by Divya.
Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. I'm very thrilled and excited that you're a part of our show. Could you please tell our viewers a bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Aman, based here in Adelaide. With 17 years of experience in Australia luxury hotels, looking forward to share my experience and journey. Hope it helps.
So, शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. You came as a student.
Yep.
Okay, and there are many people who come as a student.
Yep.
But the most interesting part is, from your student struggle, you can kind of turn your life into a very stable managerial career. Like you're into a leadership role now where you head teams, and you have been associated with leading chain of hotels in Australia. Also, the new people who are coming to foreign lands will be very eager to hear your journey, how you started and what kind of got you into such a beautiful, fulfilling career position.
Yeah, sure. I came in Australia in 2009 on a student visa.
Yeah.
Two options to choose from, commercial cookery and hairdressing.
Right.
I chose cookery because I thought I can do that better. So during my course, I need to do placements in a hotel. One day I was sitting in a staff room and I was having my break. I have seen some Indian girls wearing uniform. At that time, you can hardly see any Indians around. So I was very curious, and out of curiosity, I asked, what do you guys do? They said housekeeping. I had no idea what housekeeping was.
Yeah.
So I asked what exactly it is, and they said we clean rooms.
Right.
I was working as a waitress at that time, and I was looking for a second job. And in my mind, I thought, oh, it's just a cleaning thing. So how hard it could be?
Yeah.
I can do that.
We always
So that's
yeah.
right. So I applied for it. I got the position. I started working there. First 2 weeks was terrible. I had no experience, so I was making a lot of mistakes. I was forgetting things, and my supervisor was not really happy with me. And because I was trying really hard, I felt like, oh my God, what else I need to do? I'm already trying really hard. And that time I really thought I need to quit because I don't think I can manage that. And I was not expecting it to be that hard.
Yeah.
But I was on student visa, so don't have that much options. So I had to continue. I was not able to quit. Time passed, and my supervisor, they had seen progress in me. So they offered me a permanent floor.
So I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but just for the viewers who don't know, full floor.
Yeah.
Could you help us understand the magnitude of full floor? What is full floor?
So every hotel can be different. But for example, in one hotel, one corridor has sometimes 33 rooms. In my hotel at that time, I think it was 31 rooms in one floor. So taking care of that whole floor means making sure that your corridor looks amazing, your pantries is neat and tidy, well organized, your trolley is neat and tidy, the lift area should be neat and clean, vacuum thoroughly, and all those things. That all comes in taking care of one floor. And I do remember the same supervisor who used to point it out my mistakes, they started trusting me, and the same supervisor started giving me rooms to inspect. So this is how I stepped up as a supervisor. Then I stepped up as a manager.
Wow, that's amazing. And when we come from a different country, we also face certain cultural challenges.
Oh, yes.
Could you please talk a bit about it and how did you kind of overcome it?
Yes. They were coming from a country where the girls are not allowed to do much outside the house. So yes, I went to school, but then that's pretty much it. Coming to a country where totally different language, different culture, it was a bit challenging for me. I still remember 10 days after arriving to Australia, my brother said, you need to go and find a job. And I was totally lost. I don't know where to start. How I'm supposed to find a job here?
Yeah.
And he said, you need to buy newspaper, search vacancies, print your resume, and start distributing it. So this is where I get my first job as a waitress in a restaurant. Working, cleaning dirty dishes and cleaning dirty tables was emotionally challenging. What I personally feel like working in housekeeping was physically challenging, and working as a waitress was emotionally very challenging because we have never done this before. So it was something new and disturbing, I can say, at that time. Remember one day I asked my manager, because I want to go in this field, do I need to do any specific diploma or course so that can help me out to grow in this field? She said, Aman, you don't have to. You're doing good the way you are doing. You are learning everything. But there are some areas where you really need to work on. And she said, you need to be more communicative, share your idea openly with the team. You need to be more firm because right now you are too soft to be a manager.
Okay.
Hearing that made me realize something very important. Growing up, I was not allowed to have opinion. I was only expected to say yes to everything. Hanji bolna hai aur kuch nahi. And now I understand at that time that if I need to grow in this field or if I need to grow in this country, I need to start learning a totally different way of communicating and thinking. And that was the toughest part of my journey, and of course very important as well.
Yeah. Okay, so Aman, people like me at times, layman, common people who just don't know much about the intricacies of this industry. Mostly we feel that housekeeping is just about making beds in hotels. Can you explain the logistics in maintaining a 4 or a 5 star hotel which has like hundreds of rooms? Please talk a bit about that as well.
I love that question because yes, there are so including me. That's what I thought when I started working as a room attendant. I was just cleaning rooms, how hard it could be. But it involves a lot of things. We manage staff, we manage resources, we manage timing, we manage quality, even in extreme pressure. So from the morning, with getting accurate information from front office, how many departures we are having that day, how many stayovers we have, how many rooms stayovers which need and change, how many VIPs are coming, how many early arrival, how many late departures, how many day use we have that day. And then any guest who has specific requirement, if they have a baby cot need or they are allergic to something or they need extra blanket, if 4 people are staying in a room, we need to give extra amenities in a room and like rollaway beds and all those things. So it involves lots of things. After getting accurate information from front office, it's time to allocate those rooms to the room attendant and passing that information to the supervisors and the room attendant. Just think about it. If a guest has paid for an early arrival and the room is not ready, we are already asking for trouble.
Yeah.
They might have a really long day and they paid for it because they just want to rest and sleep, and the room is not ready. That already making them upset. Once they enter into a room, they will start finding problems and it end up having complaints.
Like a chain reaction that happens.
That's
no matter
right.
how hard you kind of try to do service recovery, but it takes a lot to fix a bad start.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important that start your day with accurate information, work on that, pass the information. So all the room attendant, they should know this is an early arrival, they need to clean that room first. Or houseman should know that this room need a baby cot, so the guest doesn't have to ask second time. Late departures, we can't knock the door. If it's 12 p.m. checkout, we can't knock the door at 11. That is something very important. Otherwise, the guest can get upset about it. If they have 4 people in a room, giving them extra amenities, so they are not asking for, oh, we are 4 people in here, we don't have towels or cups and amenities are less, things like that.
And you supervise all that. It all sits under your umbrella.
Yeah, that's right.
So am I right in saying that any floor vase on the corridor up until a tea kettle in each room.
Yep.
From a toilet paper in the toilet
Yep.
till massive wall canvases in the room.
Yeah.
Carpet, ceilings,
Yes.
everything under housekeeping is your thing.
Yes, that's right. We are responsible for everything. Only minibar, sometimes minibar has a totally different department. So they are
Okay.
the one who take care of any guest consume, how much they have consumed and how much they need to charge to the guest. But apart from that, anything in the room related to cleaning, we are the one who's responsible for it.
And how do you survive? That's my question. My head is spinning. It's a lot.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And that's why that's make me upset when people think, oh, it's just cleaning, because it's kind of battle which you are playing every single day. And no mistake means you win the battle. Any mistake, you lose the battle. And you just need to make sure if 300 guests are arriving in a hotel, every guest is VIP, every guest is important.
Yes.
Every guest has to have a good experience when they are leaving. In their mind, they should be, oh, I have spent my days in that hotel and it was a really good experience.
Leading hotels have incredibly high standards. What is that one detail that you feel the guests don't really notice, but you and your team spend incredibly a lot of time in getting that right?
Yeah, there are so many things. For example, the amenities has to face on the same way. If the magazines on the center table, it has to be on left side, it has to be on left side.
Okay.
The bedsheet has to be tightened enough to make sure there is no wrinkle shows. The corners of the bedsheet has to be equally folded nicely. And for example, draping depend on the day. Like if it's too hot, we the curtains has to drape equally. All the amenities has to show logo name. That's very important as well. So for example, the pen. If it says the hotel name, it should show hotel name.
Right.
We can't just put it upside down.
Yeah, the logo should not be hiding.
Yep.
So what is the maximum number of room facility that you have handled?
325.
So if you start your day in the morning, saying to yourself that my service level agreement today is to clean 350 rooms.
Yes, that's right.
How much time does it take starting from addressing your team till job done, job finished?
Yeah. The first thing, very important part is rostering the staff.
Right.
If we need to make sure how much departures we have and how much staff should be there. I always prefer to have extra staff on a busy day, because you never know if people call in sick. And then we end up, and we have a very small window from checking out to checking in, where we need to finish all the rooms. So it's really important to have enough staff so that it's already a physical job. We know that it's a hard job and it's very physical work. I don't want my team to struggling, work cleaning a lot of departure and feeling drained. And if we didn't finish the rooms on time, then obviously, again, we are asking for trouble. And the reception will face all the problems as well, because the guest will be really upset. We need to give all the rooms before 2 p.m. so that the rooms are ready for the guest and they can check in on time.
So what time do they start the day?
I started at 8:30. If there are so many early arrivals, depend on the day. So I asked some of the staff if they can start early, 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, 7:30. And then so the rooms will be ready for the early arrivals.
Also, Aman, hotel industry, especially 4 and 5 hotels, they have unbelievably high standards of quality. So I'm very sure there are Australian government audits that happen in the housekeeping team. For sure. So could you talk a bit about what kind of government audits and compliance checks happen, and how do you take care of it?
Yeah, sure. In housekeeping, in hotel housekeeping department, there are very strict government and compliance standards which we need to follow to make sure guest safety, hygiene, and overall quality of the hotel. One is chemical handling. So making sure they are labeled properly, right bottles in right chemical in right bottles. All the staff has to be trained how to use chemical. PPE has to be provided, and the area where we put the chemicals has to be very safe and secure. Any spillage has to be reported straight away, and then since COVID, we have high touch points which we need to sanitize all the time. So every single day we are still following that, and we need to follow it every single day. Apart from that, linen. So linen has to be clean. We can't use a dirty linen on a bed. That is something which need to follow that as well. Also, manual handling. So we need to train the staff how to do manual handling. They can only carry what they are able to. So how to push the trolley, how to make the bed properly, because it's all physical work. So it's very important the staff came safely to work and they are going back safely to their loved ones. So we need to make sure that we are following all the procedure. Also, audit. Time to time, the audit usually held in every hotel. Internal audit has been done every single day. So site inspections by duty managers or hotel manager, it can be happen every single day on weekly basis. But then external audit can be happen once a year or twice a year, depend, and sometimes even unannounced. So all we need to make sure that we are prepared for it. We should not only focused when the audit happened and then we are trying to do everything, but it should be everyday process, and it has to be a everyday practice as well. That audit person can go on each and every floor and ask the room attendant how you are using this chemical, what is this chemical is for. They notice how they put their trolley on a corridor. In emergency time, anything happen, we need to make sure the corridors are clear. There is no it's not blocking any exit door, and exit signs are working properly, and all those things as well.
Okay, that's cool. Good to know information. And all this is very, very customer centric as well.
Yes, that's right.
You keep the customer in the center and then form all these compliance rules and everything. So Aman, out of your journey and so many years of experience that you have had in this country, what is that message that you'd like to give to a new immigrant? People often say that, I was into a managerial role in India, but I'm not getting that work here. And what do you want to share with people out of your journey that took you to a leadership role from being a student?
I would suggest, please have that mindset that you're coming from your country. Maybe you have been working as a manager over there, and here you need to start from the bottom. So have that mindset that no job is lower than your expectations, and koi chota bada job nahi hai. The most important part is you need to work, you need to have a job. And I can give an example, like working in mines or even in housekeeping, I can say that every person will respect you as long as you are working. And that can be really, you are getting more money maybe than working as a manager, which you feel it's lower, but there is nothing low about it, basically. So respect your work hard, learn from, and eventually you will grow in your life. And I think that's a good mindset as well, good learning, because when you start from the bottom and you gain that position, that will be more worth it, I can say, because at that time you know where you're coming from. And for example, I as a manager, I have noticed when I told my room attendant, just make sure you're finishing it on time, you make sure you do your bed right. And because I have done that in past, I had that experience, I can show it to them. And the expression comes on their face, like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. So that helped me out a lot, that okay, yes, so I'm not just talking about it, I have already faced it. Shows up to work every single day. Consistency is very important. Taking initiative. If you finish your work, ask how can you help, and eventually grow. Once you take things seriously and you know that this is where I need to grow further, just work on it and you will get anywhere there.
Also, if you were to share the culture of Australian workplace to a person who's new, could you tell, मतलब आप अपने experience से बताइए कि अगर कोई जाना चाहता है कैसे होते हैं Aussies to work with?
Sure, definitely. Well, since with my experience, I never have any issues. Luckily I never face any racism or anything like that. I surrounded with people who are really respectful, and they always help. Even my supervisor, manager, everyone was very supportive. So never have any issues with that, and like I wish nobody has to face this. So I never have any bad experience, touch wood.
That's amazing. Well, on that note, Aman, I'd like to thank you so much for sharing all these lovely words with us. also the kind of experience you have had from an industry. Not many people are aware of how it works.
Yes, that's
So thank you, means a lot, and I'm pretty sure जो भी आपने share किया है, new people who are coming to any foreign land will learn a lot about it.
Yes.
So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Divya. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for
Thanks.
having me.